So here's another 10-minute gait circuit. This one's more of an intermediate circuit. So this will get your heart pumping a little bit. We start here with split squat jumps. Notice how I'm cushioning the blow on the ground with my glutes, really getting the butt back there and springing off using the core, my core and glutes. So you feel, here's the view from the side, and then I'm going to turn front on here. Notice also how I'm using my arms. It's a full body movement, as will all these exercises will be full body integrated movements. So I recommend doing about 45 seconds on, about 15 seconds off. It's going to be something like that here for these exercises. So the next exercise we're going to do will be a contralateral press sit-up. So we use the legs to swing across the body. And notice again the contralateral action of the arms. Again, it's a full body movement, this one. You really need to hold a good strong core here, because there'll be a temptation to really twist that the lower back area, the lumbar spine area, whereas we want more of the action going on in the thoracic spine towards the top of your body. Okay, next up are forward lunge touches. Quite a simple exercise. You're just lunging forward. Notice how I'm not doing a huge bend forward on the knees and legs. A bit like the split squat jumps in the first exercise. I'm really trying to get my butt back as I bend down there. And notice again how I'm using the opposite arm and leg. So as the right foot comes down here, the left arm comes down. Next up, pendulum squat jumps. Again, this will get the heart thumping a little bit. It's important here to really be able to swing the weights well. Sometimes people lift weights a bit too much when they swing them. Notice here how there's a smooth swing. That swing's not being initiated by my arms really at all. The weights are kind of leading the way, and my core and glutes are controlling what's going on here. Again, nice soft landing with the butt going back, using the weights as a bit of momentum to push yourself up in the air. Okay, the next one we're going to do a hip extension and a row at the same time. It's important to find a good neutral spine in that position on all fours before you start. And then you're going to rotate at the thoracic. Again, you can see there my shoulder raising on one side, but the lower back shouldn't move that much. And then you're kicking back with one leg there in the hip extension. As you can see here, I'm retracting the shoulder blades as I pull that weight back. So it's coming more from my thoracic spine and my lats, rather than I'm just lifting it up with the arm. Okay, next up, this is an interesting one. You probably wouldn't have seen this one before, but this is a lateral line shoulder press. So I'm really trying to work my lateral myofascial lines on this exercise. So as my arm comes over the top of my head here, I'm creating this loaded stretch on one side, and then using that elastic potential energy to spring into action to the other side. Very hard exercise. Okay, so next up, the side skip dumbbell swing. See here, I'm swinging to each side, kind of like a wood chop. And then as I'm coming down on each side, I'm giving a bit of pivot so that my knees and my hips are always in line with my upper body as it's rotating around. So I'm not rotating without also getting my knees, hips, feet and ankles into the right position as I swing. Trying to maintain that neutral spine. We should get that little stretch as the weight goes across the body, and that should help spring you into the side skip. Okay, my wife named these ones when she first saw me do this exercise. So these are called Super Marios. So basically, it's a pendulum squat jump, a bit like what we've done in the exercises before. This time we're traveling forward using the momentum of the weight, and then also going backwards as well as you swing the weight. Requires a bit of coordination, that one, particularly going backwards. It's quite natural coming forwards. But yeah, this is guaranteed to get you out of puff. It really does work into your legs. It might be a bit of a delayed action one, but it will be there. Okay, then we're going to do what I call a dying bug here. So what's important on this exercise, we're dropping the opposite arm and leg, so working contralaterally as usual. But as you drop that leg down, there'll be a desire to arch that lower back. You can't really see it in the video, but I'm really doing my best to posteriorly tilt my pelvis so that my lower back I never get that arch in my lower back. So it's always pressed against the ground as my arms and my legs are going down, and that will make it quite a tricky core exercise. Okay, last one here. We've got the sideline touches. So we're using a big, powerful push off the glute on one side. And then again, as always, contralateral movements. As one leg goes down, the opposite arm goes down. This is a good lung buster to finish off. As you'll note with most of these exercises, we've got that kind of springiness, that elasticity to them, and that's really what I'm trying to rediscover in myself and with other people with these exercises. We want that elasticity. It's strong, good movement.